All right, let's get right into it. The phrase AI automation agency just sounds huge, right? Like you need a degree from MIT and a basement full of servers. But what if I told you that's not the case at all? It's actually way more straightforward than you think. We're going to break down exactly how you can get started, but without all the crazy jargon. And wow, doesn't that just hit the nail on the head? It really can feel like you're speaking a totally different language. That's what this whole explainer is about, cutting through that confusion. We're giving you a practical blueprint so you can sound less like a robot and more like the problem solver you are. So, when you boil it all down, what even is an AI automation agency? Well, forget the tech for just a second. Your job, at its core, is to find a business process that's slow, clunky, and costing a company money, and then just build a smart system to fix it. The source material puts it perfectly. Nobody buys a carburetor, they buy a car that goes fast. The AI tools, that's your carburetor. The time and money your clients get back, that's the fast car. So here's the game plan. We're going to walk through this 5-part blueprint. We'll start with the right model, then find a real problem to solve, map out a 30-day launch plan, build some sustainable systems, and then wrap up with the one thing that actually matters most. First things first, the model. The number one goal here is to avoid what the source calls automation spaghetti. You know, that tangled mess of custom one-off solutions for every single client. A great agency, a scalable one, is built on being specific and repeatable, not just on having the coolest tech. Now, what's really fascinating here is that the word tech is nowhere on this list. See, a successful agency isn't defined by its tools. It's defined by its structure. It's about solving one specific problem with a crystal clear promise, having a system to do it over and over again, and then proving its value with cold, hard numbers. You're building a machine, not just a collection of random projects. Okay, with that model in our heads, let's get to the absolute foundation of your agency. This next part is all about finding a painful, genuinely expensive problem for a very specific group of people. If you can nail this part, believe me, everything else gets so much easier. So where do you even start looking? Well, these niches are fantastic starting points. Why? Because they all have a few things in common. Tons of repetitive tasks, a steady stream of customers, and really obvious operational headaches. Just picture a dental clinic trying to schedule appointments or a law firm bogged down with intake forms. These are just begging for automation. And here it is. This is the million-dollar question. Or, maybe the $1,000 a month question. When you're talking to a potential client, can they tell you right then and there how much this broken process is costing them? If they answer yes, without even blinking, you've just found a problem that's absolutely worth solving. So once you've got that niche, your offer needs to be simple. It needs to be, well, kind of unflashy. Forget selling some vague AI transformation. Instead, sell a tangible outcome. A lead response system that books more sales calls? That's an easy yes. A support triage assistant that cuts down on customer wait times? That's a clear win. These solve real, everyday headaches, and that is what clients actually pay for. All right, you've got your niche, you've got your offer, now it's time for execution. This next part is an intense but totally doable 30-day plan to get you from idea to your very first paying client. This timeline is brilliant because it's all about building momentum. Week 1, you prepare. Week 2, you create the proof. Week 3 is all about starting conversations. And week 4, that's when you close a small pilot project. The real key here is action. You find a problem, you offer a small, specific solution, and then you deliver on it fast. Landing that first client is a huge win. Seriously, celebrate it. But this next section is about making sure you're building a real business, not just creating another high-stress job for yourself. And that all comes down to systems. And let's kick things off with tools. I love this quote because it's just so true. The goal is not to have the most impressive, most complicated tech stack. The goal is to have a small, effective set of tools that you know inside and out. Honestly, your core stack can be super simple. You just need an automation platform like Zapier or Make, kind of like your general contractor. Then you need a database layer like Airtable to keep things organized. And finally, you have an AI layer like the OpenAI API for the smart tasks. That's pretty much it. Master these and you can build almost anything a client throws at you. Now for pricing. The advice is simple. Start with fixed projects. It's way less scary for a new client to say yes to. But once you deliver that project and prove your value, you then transition them to a monthly retainer for ongoing support. That's how you build predictable, stable revenue. And finally, delivery. Look, a professional fulfillment system is what separates a real business from just a freelancer. Having a clear checklist for onboarding, building, testing, and handoff, that's what keeps you from constantly putting out fires. The crucial takeaway here, documentation and monitoring aren't boring, they're your best friends. They're what will let you scale without completely burning out. All right, it's time for our final section, the real secret weapon. After all this talk about niches and tools and systems, what's the one thing that truly makes a great agency stand out from the rest? So let's just quickly recap the whole playbook. It really boils down to these 5 things. Find one unglamorous but expensive problem in a niche that feels that pain over and over. Create one simple offer. Use a simple tool set. And then sell small pilots to build trust and convert them into long-term clients. It's a formula and it works. And here it is. This is the whole thing. The real secret weapon isn't being some kind of technical wizard. It's not about having the flashiest AI models. It is simply about being reliable. In a world full of hype and overpromises, just being the person who consistently and reliably makes a client's work easier, that is an absolute superpower. So really, the big takeaway from all of this is a shift in your focus. Stop trying to become an AI wizard. Start trying to become a reliable problem solver. So the real question I want to leave you with is this: whose work will you make easier this week?